Welcome to another podcast. My name is Dr. Jason Wiggins, and I am your Gen Z and Millennial expert. Happy Tuesday, everybody. I hope everybody has had a wonderful day. Some of you may be listening Tuesday evening or Wednesday morning. Whatever it may be, I hope you're having a great start to your day or end of the day. Today for me was a long day, but it was a good day. It was a great day. It was a productive day. I was able to get so much done in one day, from working 11 hours to teaching class for an hour or so, plus cooking dinner and doing a little exercise. So it was a good, productive day. And that kind of lends to the next question is, how do you get more done in a day? Everybody is looking for time. No matter how much money you have, how much power you have, the one thing that you cannot buy, there is no way you can buy. And if you can, please let me know. Nobody can buy time. Time is something that it goes on no matter what you have. Time is a wonderful thing. So time is something that we all wish we had more of, but sometimes it just doesn't exist. So some of the things that we're going to have is 10 tips of the day that we're going to talk about every day that you can do to improve yourself. And by the way, that was my son. He was trying to give me some tips of the day as well. But the 10 tips for getting more done in a day are: number one, evaluate your priorities. Take 10 minutes to list your priorities and to examine who or what is important, who should be a priority on that list. And as you saw, my son came in. He is a priority on my list for sure. And my wife and my job. I have a lot of priorities that I'm trying to figure and learn how to juggle. But that is a part of time management and tips to get more done in one day. So think about evaluating your priorities. The amount of time you spend on things should be somewhat relative to how important it is in your life. The podcast is important in my life, no doubt. That's why we have a Monday through Thursday daily podcast. And don't waste time on things that don't matter, plain and simple. The second tip is take time to regroup. We all have hectic, crazy days. Give yourself the 10 or 15 minutes every morning to drink coffee, write down your to-do list, or read some interesting articles, or catch up on some news that is interesting to you. Take a few minutes at the end of the day to figure out what the plan is for the next day. They always say at the end of your workday, write a list of what you want to get done the next day. It is great to know what's coming up, and it's also great to know what you have to get done and what you would like to get done to keep you focused. The number 3 is set great goals and write them down. How many of you have tried to obtain something or do something, but you failed to write it down? Well, writing them down is halfway there to getting where you want to go. So clear and specific goals are essential to managing your time well. Break them down into short-term and long-term goals. Break the larger goals into more attainable and manageable tasks. All of your goals should be specific enough, and always refer to your goal list often. It's like a to-do list. What do you have left to do? That's why it's so important. Number 4 is set a timer. What do you mean set a timer? Setting a timer can be the very best way to motivate yourself. Think about this. Give yourself 30 minutes to tidy up your house, and you will likely get more time, more cleaned in less time if you weren't racing against the clock. Limit the time on seemingly ridiculous tasks like emails, or Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Those are things that are not important to your daily life, and therefore don't waste your time on them. Tell yourself that you only have to do things for 45 minutes is a powerful motivation to getting things done. So set a timer for a specific task and say it has to be done within this time. Number 5, use a daily checklist. This is my favorite. I like to call it my to-do list. It's different from setting goals. This is something that it's a list of things that you have to do that are important, that must get done. They can be from kids, emails, errands, phone calls, whatever it may be. Because of all the distractions that you have, such as those mentioned. Keep that task small enough that is doable. And if you don't get everything done on the one day, set it as a priority for the next day. Number 6, if you have kids, involve your kids. The longest time that sometimes if you're trying to get things done is when you're around your kids can be the most difficult. So let them help you. Things might take a little longer when they're helping you, but instead of ignoring them and saying, not right now, I'm busy, and you spend that quality time together. Like my son coming in here during the podcast. That's a perfect example. I would love to sit him on my lap and talk to the podcast. But what he does is he'll start rambling on and I won't be able to finish the podcast. So typically we end up having a father and son podcast at the end. But involve your children because it may take longer, but they feel a part of something special. Number 7, divide and conquer. Again, if you have small children at home or you have employees in the workforce, sometimes it can be hard to accomplish everything and anything while you're awake. So when the kids are really young, you can split the to-do list so the things they can accomplish, which will help you. And that way, by them helping you, they feel involved as well. You get more done, even though it will take them longer to do it. Number 9, my absolute favorite, wake up early. I've mentioned that many, many, many times before. The early bird catches the worm. I wake up at 5 o'clock, exercise, drink coffee, read the news, read interesting story topics, follow up or check on email before I get my day started. And that's where you start really getting energized for the day. Have a great breakfast. That's a very important part of waking up early. I am a morning person, so getting up at 5 a.m. does not bother me. But to be perfectly honest, I love the peace and quiet and the alone time I get before the rat race of the day, employees, meetings, the rat race of everything we experience during the day. Number 9, this is probably the hardest thing to do. Turn off the electronics. This includes the phone, tablets, computers, television, video games, if you're a video gamer out there, because we get so accustomed to the endless stream of technology that we have available. And sometimes we forget we don't need to be connected all the time. How many of you out there have to have your electronics in your hands? I mean, to the point where you can't get them out of your hands. Guess what? Most of us are like that. That's just how it is. So for most people like myself included, the temptation just to do a quick check is always there. And sometimes it's often too great to resist. And before you know it, you've spent 30 minutes, an hour, and a lot longer. So you could be exercising. You could be doing so many things that you should do and are healthy to do, but you're spending too much time on your phone or a computer and just kind of searching around. If it's not something you're specifically looking for, then you're probably wasting your time, and you do this subconsciously. So again, turn off the electronics. How great is it to just get off the grid sometime? take a vacation, even if it's a weekend, and not touch your phone once. Maybe not even bring your phone. Imagine not having your phone and knowing that I don't have a phone. You might actually enjoy life and realize that prior to the phone, there is a life still available for us. And number 10 are the top 10 tips for getting more done every single day is, drum roll, give yourself a flipping break. This could be the hardest part, especially if you're really a go-getter and you just continue want to get things done. Because we all need a break. Try to relax. Do what you can. Take a break when you need it. Don't get caught up on everything that you have to get done every day. Sometimes we talked about earlier, you need a little time for yourself, but sometimes you have to relax. There's always more for us to do. There's always something else that we need to do. But sometimes we just need to relax. So again, let's recap the 10 tips for getting more done every day. Give yourself a break, we just talked about. Number 2, turn off electronics. 3, wake up early. Remember 4, divide and conquer those tasks. Number 5, involve your kids. Number 6, set concrete goals and write them down. Number 7, use a daily checklist. Number 8, take the time to regroup. Number 9, set that timer and get things done. And number 10, evaluate your priorities. Those are the key aspects to getting more done every day. But I think the most important one is get up early. Early bird catches the worm. Drink your coffee. Relax. Set your goals. See, a lot of those we saw are ones that you can incorporate many of those. And you will find yourself getting more done every day that you utilize these 10 tips. So next day, tomorrow, or whatever it may be when you're in the office next, or when you're setting up your daily list, remember these tips and think about how you're going to get more done each and every day. So again, as always, I'm excited to talk everything Gen Z and millennials and those that lead them. And please remember to like and subscribe and tell your friends, as we are here for you. And as always, we appreciate your listenership. And if it's morning, afternoon, or night, take care and talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.